Freeway. Today is a very cloudy Monday, but we still got enough light for Dave to be the man rocking the rave hands. Yesterday we talked a little bit about investing in index funds. But today what I want to talk about is something you can do within your index fund, within your RSPs or your TSFA, is you can do type of investing called drip investing. And drip investing is the coolest thing in the world if you're trying to go for long-term growth with your funds. What drip investing stands for is Dividend Reinvestment Program. The Dividend Reinvestment Program, that's right. So what happens is if you buy stock in a company such as Coca-Cola or Procter & Gamble, what will happen is when they do really well, or actually sometimes even if they don't, they'll give you a dividend. So they'll give you a percentage of what your portfolio with them is worth. For instance, I believe Coke is giving out 3% dividends. So if you owe like $100 with them, you're going to get a $3 dividend when they pay their dividends out. What you can do, and I'm not sure if it's with Coke, but with a lot of companies, you can do the drip program where your dividends are then put back in to buy more shares. So if you think about it, it's really cool, because if you put in $100 and you get 3% as a dividend payout, and then it goes back into buying more shares, the next time you get a 3% payout, it's going to be on the 1%, $100 plus the $3. So you're going to get that $3, and what is that going to be? 9 cents. So it's going to be a little bit more, and then that's going to add. It's a snowballing effect. So your portfolio is going to grow bigger and bigger without you doing anything. And I think that's a really awesome thing to do when you're thinking about investing. Anytime you can have your money start making money and then reinvesting that money back in, that's where you're going to really start to see some serious growth happening. Now, I think it's important when you're putting in any sort of investment plan, you should have an automatic deposit happening where you choose a portion of and you can even choose the date it happens. The way it's working now is so much easier than it was in the 90s. You can get a tiny little bit taken off your paycheck every 2 weeks from your bank, goes straight to your portfolio and straight to buy certain stocks. And then on top of that, you can get the drip program. And not all shares have it. It's important to investigate that for yourself and see which ones do. But if you think about it, it's like free money, and it just keeps growing and growing. And the more that drip happens, that dividend reinvestment happens, the more larger it grows, the bigger the dividend payouts are. It just keeps going on and on. So it's a really great thing to look into with regards to building your portfolio. Try and figure out what stocks are doing that. And normally those are what we like to call the blue chip stocks. And just really quickly, I'll define what a blue chip stock is. You'll hear it a lot. You'll hear people talk about blue chip stocks. And blue chip stocks are normally stocks that have been around for 100 years or so, like Coca-Cola, and they consistently have good returns or predictable returns, and they consistently pay dividends. Those are your blue chip stocks. Those are your very secure stocks, and you're a little bit safer to invest in those than in a brand new company that's investing, that has stock share prices at 4 cents a share. It might be a little bit more to buy a stock of McDonald's or a share of Coca-Cola, but it's going to be safer. Your money's going to be safer with those. Those are blue chip stocks. And if you're looking for a blue chip stock, which I strongly invest in, we talked before about yesterday we talked about indexing or an index fund. That would be the safest way to go with your money. The next safest way, or I should say that if you're going on a risk scale, and the risk on in index fund is like a 4, The risk on a blue chip stock is going to be like a 5. It's a little bit more than your index fund, but not too crazy. A lot of people do it because it's a fairly safe place to put your money for the long term, where you're looking at making money over the long haul. So look through the blue chip stocks. Oh, and sorry, before I go too far, my plan with my investment strategy, and it's working out for me, is 65% of my money is invested into ETFs or index funds. And then I have about 20% will go into blue chip stocks like a McDonald's, Amazon, Air Canada. Aritzia is another one for Canadians I really like. Like the ones that are very common household names. Look around your house, and if you pick up a product that's very familiar, it's been around as long as you can remember, like Vaseline or baby powder, you just check a look at the company, and that's probably a blue chip company. So then it's a fairly safe place to put a portion of your investment portfolio. So when you're looking through those type of funds, look for on your app that you checked out, whether it be the Quest Trade or I don't think Robinhood's around anymore. It might be, so don't quote me on that. Quest Trade, Wealthsimple, the one I use. Check and look and see if it's got the DRIP program, the Dividend Reinvestment Program on there. Because if it does, then it's a great thing to get into. You're going to be investing anyway, so why not take that extra dividends instead of having to think about what to do with it? Have it just reinvest back into just do it automatically. It is awesome. I can't stress enough how easy it makes life when you don't have to think about it. When it comes to building your nest egg or your retirement plan, having it automated is really the best way to go. And just have automatic money coming out of your bank account into your investment portfolio. And reinvesting the dividends, again, it's just automatic, and it just happens. And all that happens is really great. You get an email or a notification, depending on how you set it up, letting you know that you just bought some more stock, or your purchase went through. You reinvested some stuff. You were a dividend payout, and then you reinvested it. This is just a great way to do it. You don't have to think about it. Life becomes easier. You can focus on bigger problems, like what are you gonna eat for dinner, like things like that. Really great way to do it. So just to recap, 65% should be in an index fund, so it's a little bit more secure, and 20% throw into blue chip stocks. Check them out and see what they are. I'm going to discuss what to do with the other, 65, 85, 75, what you have to do with the other 25% of your funds on the next episode. But I can't stress enough, it's really important. When people talk about they're worried about risk and losing their money in the stock market, it's very important to understand that that is a potential. And I'm not here to say that you're not going to lose money in the stock market if you start investing. There's always risk with any sort of investment. But there's also a risk with leaving your money in the mattress or in a jar on the shelf. But there's a risk there that's bound to happen, and that's devaluation of the money because of inflation. So if you're investing, you're more than likely going to be able to at least keep up with inflation. So, do your research, and always understand there's a risk involved with investing, but life is risk. That's what it's all about. Anyways, folks, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out financialfreeway23.ca. That's our website. That's where all the resources are. And if you are watching me on YouTube right now, make sure you subscribe. Click the thumbs up. Let me know you like what you're listening to. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll see if I can get to them. No, I will get to them. And of course, as always, make sure you share the word, share the news, share what we're doing here, because a Mindset's mission to make sure everyone understands they have an inalienable right to live a life of abundance. Thanks so much.